Are you a geek living in Stockholm? Or are you visiting and want to check out the geekiest spots in town? Look no further, this is the ultimate geek guide to Stockholm. This video will list all the geek stores in town, all the geek events, all the geek parties happening, basically everything you need to know. Now let's start with the geek stores of Stockholm. First of all, the science fiction bookstore needs a special mention. The first store technically opened in 1978, but the business didn't officially start until 1984, which is still quite some time ago. It's been located here in the heart of Old Town since 1996. Here you can find fantasy books, science fiction books, manga, anime, board games, role-playing games, geek merchandise, pretty much everything for the geekly inclined. They don't always have super rare items, but there's a great selection of things for sale. I absolutely love that place, but there's more to Stockholm than the sci-fi bookstore. Dragon's Lair opened in 2004 and they have two stores in Stockholm. The store on Vagabond mostly focuses on board games and role-playing games. And the store on Kungsholmen mostly focuses on card games, like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic. In the Kungsholmen store they have a gaming room where they arrange tournaments and different types of events. The main ambition of Dragon's Lair is to be a second living room to geeks of all kinds. Personally, I prefer my living room to have a big TV and a couch as well. But there's more. Kawaii is a store that has weird and wonderful Japanese clothing and accessories. It's a really specialized store, but it's really fun to browse around even if you don't find anything in particular to buy. Close to Kawaii you can find a store called Warhammer. Yeah, you can probably guess what kind of things they sell here. If you're into models and miniatures, this is the place for you. Also, you can try to paint your own figure for free here. I need to try that out, even though mine is gonna look like crap. If you're a cosplayer, you might want to know about the following stores. At Olssons Tyger och Stuvar you can find different types of cloths and fabrics and everything else you need for your sewing needs. And you also want to check out the hobby stores in town. They have different types of crafts and tidbits like that. The most popular of those stores are Kreatima and Panduro. Another geek store is Alfaspel, a place I haven't gone to very often. It's located in the southern parts of town, the wrong side of the tracks basically. This store has a good selection of board games and role-playing games and card games and general geek goodness. If you're into comic books, you want to check out the following stores. Comics Heaven is located in Old Town and it's probably the most famous comic book store in Stockholm. You can also find Serieboden in Old Town. More comic book goodness can be found here. Serierosont is located in the north part of town and you find 3 more stores in Södermalm. Alvglans is one of those stores and Staffars Serier is another, which I for some reason always thought was called Staffans Serier. Oh well, now you know, and I know too as well, I guess. Seriegalleriet is the place to go if you want to find signed prints, primarily from Swedish comics. Last but not least, there's also the Stockholm Science Fiction Antiquary. You can find some rare hidden gems here if you want to indulge in book geekery. If you can find the store, that is. It's actually pretty hidden away here in a back street, but search and you shall find. After you've done all your shopping, maybe you want to get a more lively geek experience. These are some places where you can play games while you drink something that could make you a little bit less introverted. At the Nerds Bar, you can book tables with various consoles, play party games or beat up your friends in fighting games and have fun in general. Oh, and the Blue Mana Potion drink is awesome if you like gin. Try it out. Kappa Bar is a similar place to Nerds, but it has more PC gaming as well as consoles. They often show Counter-Strike matches or Call of Duty matches or whatever you FPS guys are playing these days. Don't miss the quiz nights. There are geek quizzes here every week, but make sure you book a table in advance. Ugglan is yet another place where you can drink and play games, but they don't just have digital games, they have physical games as well. Exercise, it's a novel concept, but maybe it's worth trying out once in a while. Now let's talk about Hey Stockholm. This is Stockholm's only proper arcade, and it opened in 2016. They have a really cool selection of games, and it's not just a random collection of games from someone's basement. These guys import crates of games directly from Japan. Don't miss Hey Stockholm. It's located inside a pub called Rock, and it's really a great place to visit in Stockholm. What if you're still not satisfied after all those gaming bars? What if you want to meet more geeks at bigger events? Don't worry, I've got you covered. First of all, let's mention the big ones. Comic-Con Stockholm is a huge event filled with cosplay and games and merchandise, and just about everything except for comics, ironically enough. Check it out in autumn every year. Another big event is the Sci-Fi World Convention at the end of the year. Meet your favorite stars, see even more cosplay, buy even more geek merchandise. This is another event you don't want to miss. Smaller but still awesome is Syntax Error, a geek club typically arranged at this place. Play games, drink, listen to chiptunes, and just have great fun in general. There's also the annual toy fair, where you can find lots of strange old toys. And don't miss all the nerdy flea markets and the Japan flea market as well. If you want to get a heads up about smaller events like these, check out ads at the Science Fiction Bookstore and Dragon's Lair. The Science Fiction Bookstore has actually arranged a fantasy ballroom event once. I hope they do it again, because it was awesome. Oh, and I have to mention the Geek Pride Parade as well. That can be pretty fun to check out. And if you're not satisfied after all of this, you can check out various Facebook groups to find people to hang out with and play games with. But I'm not done yet. I need to tell you about some of the geek museums in Stockholm. The Museum of Technology is just awesome overall, and they even have a section dedicated to games. Old consoles, new consoles, controllers, there's a lot to see. And make sure you don't miss all the other exhibits. These clips were from a robot exhibit they had, and it was awesome! But it's gone now. You missed it. So make sure you don't miss any other ones. But there's more. In this secret underground vault you can find the Stockholm Toy Museum. And there used to be a Stockholm Gaming Museum, but that one is temporarily closed and will reopen in a new location. I don't know when. Oh, and you must take a subway to the Torilsplan station to check out this lovely pixel art. Isn't this just gorgeous? Stockholm is a great town for geeks. There's a lot of things happening here, and there's a lot to see and do. To be honest, there's a lot more than I showed in this video, and I hope there's gonna be a lot more geek events and geek stores in the future. Leave a comment and tell me about everything I forgot to include in this video. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this geek guide to Stockholm. Like and subscribe, but most importantly, have a great day. It's just a little bit small, isn't it? Just a little bit.